Hello, Thomas Million here. Have another study for us. This one is about the kings in the Old Testament, how they always started out really holy and saintly, but by the end of their reign, they turned evil or sinful. So I had some questions about that. So I asked Google Gemini for some answers, and this is what I got. I don't know how many videos it will be. I don't pay for YouTube, so I can only do 10 minutes at a time. So here's how I started my question. In the Bible, there were many great leaders of the Israelites. They always started out holy, but ended up sinning or being evil. When did this begin, and why was that? Are we still seeing that in the Middle East with leaders, like the leader of Iran or Iraq or Syria? And the AI device said that's a complex question involving theology, history, and political science. And continued, the biblical narrative does present a pattern of leaders and the people of Israel falling into sin or disobedience, often after periods of great blessings or victory. The beginning of sin in Israelite leadership. The pattern of Israelite leaders starting in piety but falling into sin, or their followers immediately backsliding after the death of a righteous leader, becomes particularly evident in the time of Moses and Joshua, especially during the period of the Judges. Earliest instances, sin in the Israelite community starts much earlier, even with the generation that left Egypt. The golden calf, explained in Exodus 32. While Moses was on Mount Sinai, the people persuaded Aaron, the high priest, to make a golden calf to worship, showing a quick departure from their covenant with God. The wilderness generation. Throughout the wilderness wanderings, the people repeatedly complained, lacked faith, and rebelled against God and Moses. For example, Numbers chapter 14, verse 1, and Corinthians chapter 10, verses 1 through 12. The cycle of the Judges. After Joshua died, the book of Judges details a repeating cycle where the Israelites did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, often involving idolatry. God always allowed them to be oppressed by foreign nations. The people cried out to God. God raised up a judge to deliver them. The people returned to their sin after the judge died. The kings. The pattern continues with the establishment of the monarchy. Saul, the first king, he started strong, but was ultimately rejected for his disobedience to God's commands. 1 Samuel chapter 15. David and Solomon, even the two most celebrated kings, David and Solomon, who began as faithful leaders, committed severe sins later in their reigns. David with Bathsheba, Solomon with idolatry, driven by his foreign wives. Division and decline. After Solomon, the kingdom split, and the first king of the northern kingdom of Israel, Jeroboam I, intentionally established calf worship at Bethel and Dan to prevent his people from going to Jerusalem, setting a precedent that virtually all subsequent kings of Israel followed. Stop right there.